Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Why is my hair looking super crazy and ratty? What is that about? Anyways, I asked what this conversation was going to be about. And I heard something. I heard something. And what I heard is a very interesting thing. I was told the destined path. So there is destiny playing in here. Um, you know, um, I'm just, okay. Let me just, shuffle the cards. Hold on. All right. I'm going to shuffle the cards. It is so effing cold everywhere. I'm just sick of this. I'm a tropical person. My genetics is for the tropics, somewhere humid, somewhere warm, somewhere sea level. Except I never live anywhere sea level. I know. Heaven forbid some natural disaster have the potentiality to reach me. I know, Michaela. It's for your safety. That's what he said. I was like, heaven forbid I live anywhere sea level. And he goes, you're aware it's for your safety. Okay. Just, go ahead and convince me that I'm disempowered and need to be protected, Michaela. Ella, A. Okay. The destined path. There is something super intense that is happening. A lot of releasing taking place, a lot of just, I don't know, guys, a lot. Let me just make sure. Okay. Oh, let me mute this. Okay. It's been a crazy ass day. Not bad crazy, just like super productive crazy. Gosh, so much stuff I gotta do. Oh my god. Okay, the destined path. We're on the destined path. We're about to find out what that entails. Okay, what the destined path entails. What are we going to be experiencing as a people? I think a lot of what's happening right now. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. A lot of what's happening right now is a reverberation of things that have happened in the past. I've said that before, like several times. And I think for those who are paying attention, not necessarily to me, but paying attention to the events as they're playing out, the things that are being said, the public announcements and things like that, I think you're going to begin to notice how everything is being shifted, being pivoted into a space of welcoming a new world. I'm always distrustful of that. Always distrustful of that. So let's see. Yep, things will continue to intensify. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I don't know. It kind of makes me feel like we just fight it out in the streets. Just fight it out in the streets. Just let them fight it out. No. I'm just joking. I'm totally joking. No one needs to fight. Well, someone feels like they want to try and fight for something they have no right to fight for, but it's unnecessary. Complete seriousness, fighting is unnecessary. Fighting is just like a general type of like distraction, a general type of extreme waste of energy and potential. Yes, there are times where fighting is involved if you have to defend yourself. That it's like, okay, you have to defend yourself. But these aggressive posturings that you're going to begin to see, and it could be something that you see, within, I don't know, something you see within your personal life. Like maybe some people are going to aggressively posture and I'm wondering though, because that's a very specific aggressive posturing. I know one specific principality that loves to do aggressive posturing. And that one has already been released into this time space matrix. What are they going to plan? They're trying to bring something into fruition by summer. Intensification, right? So things are going to continue to build and build and build. Right now, some people are still in a state of not realizing exactly what's happening. And I'm seeing quite a few other people are already entering into that space of questioning the why. Why did this happen? What is being done? I'm noticing the changes. Things are not the same. Why? Right? That's a good thing. It's a very, very good thing to question, to wonder. So the goal is to try and get us use our energy to manifest something that is convoluted, something that is probably detrimental to us as a whole, right? It's probably going to only be beneficial for a very select few. We can't allow that. One of the ways we can halt all of that cockamania stuff is by being very mindful of how we allow our energy to be pulled from us without our consent. When someone or something is trying to get you to interact, to retaliate, respond, and it's just not resonating with you to do so, you don't have to. Do you know how many people have tried to engage me in conversation in real life and I won't say anything? I know it's rude. It is. But it's also protective of me. I'm protecting myself. You don't always have to respond. Society teaches us that you have to, but if you don't feel safe to, then maybe you shouldn't. You need to begin seeing when something or someone is intentionally trying to draw you out of your shell in order to be able to have a greater potential success of being able to hook into you. What's happening right now, it really has zero to do with respecting your needs. Ooh, did you guys hear about the ERS? Have you guys heard about that? ERS, External Revenue Service. uh, it doesn't feel right. Let's explore this for a second. I don't know how any of this stuff works. So, that's a disclaimer right there. Okay. I don't know how any of this stuff works. So, they're getting rid of the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, and apparently something has already been signed to bring to full fruition what's replacing the Internal Revenue Service, which is called the External Revenue Service. My mind goes somewhere with that. I just saw that this morning while I was laying in bed trying to find a reason not to get up. So did they do that truly to help provide relief to the American people? I mean, that's what they say, right? That's what we were told. That's a story we were sold. This idea that if we go ahead and instead impose tariffs, We can tax all of the imported goods. And so other countries will be paying the bill rather than us, the citizens. I don't know. I have this relative who's extremely like clinical narcissist, like fucking psychotic. They're fucking crazy. So I have this relative who's very deep into clinical narcissism. And the times where I've had to, share space with them for a prolonged period, maybe like more than just a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months, to help out other family. Like I have my own place, you know what I mean? So I'm not exactly trying to take advantage of them or anything like that. And this whole ERS thing reminds me of their behavior, because I remember when I was there at their house, and I have to use the internet, I have to use the electric, I have a huge family, so obviously I'm like, let me contribute. I'll cover the internet and the electricity as long as we're here, because I feel like that's only right. We're going to be massively increasing the expense for, at the very least, your electric. And they would never allow me to give them anything. And it wasn't because they were generous, because I can see through people. Anytime you're dealing with a true narcissist, not just, you don't get along with them, you don't like their behavior, so you're going to call them a narcissist. I'm talking about clinical narcissism. Anytime you're dealing with someone who suffers from clinical narcissism, anything they do for you, any gift they give you, that's not a gift, that's not a favor. You gonna pay for that a lot later. So I used to always wonder, like, why does why does this relative never want anyone to contribute to rent, utilities, or anything like that? Because then when they get mad, they can be like, this is my house, get the fuck out, you don't contribute here, anything, right? It puts you in a space where in their eyes you're in a disadvantaged situation, because now you're dependent. So I fully believe, it's my personal belief, that the organization that we've given authority to, the umbrella of that organization, they're very much like clinical narcissists. So if we don't have to pay, what's the cost of that to us? Like what is that going to do? What is that going to do? What is that going to obligate us to participate in? Like, how does that really work? Because again, I don't know anything about how tariffs and taxes and all of that stuff. I hate that subject matter, so I don't look into it. So whatever is being put into play right now, it doesn't respect our needs. As a matter of fact, the things that might be done away with, these are things that are kind of like security points. They're checks and measures. I don't know what this message is about, but it's becoming very concerning. The information that my own soul is just like streaming into my head, into my brain, the checks and measures are being done away with. That's really, really bad. That's really bad. Oh, happy day. I just gotta sing it out. Ooh. This is not good. I don't know why, but I have a very like sinking feeling in my belly. I've been having it all morning, actually. My life is super chill, super calm, zero conflict. And I know where it's coming from. I don't believe it's mine. This sense of anxiety just bubbling and brewing in the pit of my belly. I don't know what it's about. You're looking for reasons to oppose the tariffs and definitely needed to level the world trade field. Actually, Angie, I'm not looking for reasons for anything. I'm asking a question. I'm intentionally sharing that I don't know anything about that, but why? What is it that we are going to pay on the back end of this? I mean, if you are super into whatever this is and you completely understand it, the ins and outs of it and the ramifications on everyone, please do explain, because if your comment reads like you're supporting it and you're being rubbed the wrong way because of the fact that you think I don't support it and I oppose it, I actually don't know what it is. So please do explain. Please do explain. Let us know how this is going to benefit us. Let us know the potential cons to it, because I don't want to just know how it benefits us. I want to know what's really happening. What is really happening? When you apply for a loan, right? Maybe it's a car loan. Let's do something specific so it's easier to follow the analogy. You apply for a car loan and they don't they don't ask you what is your budget. Their primary question is usually, what are you comfortable paying every month? And it's this thing of, we can lower it down. We can lower it to that. You can't do 500? Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We can work with you. Can you do 475? Oh, you can't do 475? Okay. Best deal we can give you. Can you do 450? And you're like, okay, I think I can manage 450. But what they don't tell you is when you do 500 a month, you're paying for like what? 3 years? 36 months? And the bottom line is that when you're doing the 450, you're now paying for 70 months or 80 months. Do you know how much more you're paying at the end of that term? Most people don't think about that. Nor do they explain to you that if you go ahead and you break your payment up, instead of one lump sum once a month, and you instead break that up every week, you make a payment, you clear out more of that debt faster. That interest doesn't accumulate. They're not telling us something. And I'm not going to sit here and be apologetic for the fact that I want to know. This is not just going to affect me. This is going to affect my children. I will not blindly agree to something just because a specific individual has been painted as our hero. That to me is a whole fucking flag store, plus the import industry that brings more fucking flags in here. Question: have you ever considered or questioned why a wall is trying to be built, a fence is trying to be built between us and Mexico? Oh, Emmy, stop with the conspiracies. You know that's to keep the illegals out. Okay. But you also know that's to keep us in, right? That's to keep us in. A wall doesn't just work one way. So, what's really happening here? None of it makes sense to me. As someone who has the ability to connect the dots very easily, that's the way my brain works. You give me 3 components of a 50 component problem, I will figure that shit out without the other components, because that's the way my brain works. It's not about intelligence. It's about the fact that I'm highly divergent in my neurological function. My brain doesn't work like a regular brain. I don't need all the components. I can piece it together. Why does this not make sense to me? Everything is pushing us towards a belief and a view that does not make sense. For those who are on TikTok, You don't think it's weird that TikTok voluntarily removed our access to the servers the day before the inauguration? And then they published 3 notifications. One is that hopefully we'll be able to get it back soon. And then a couple hours later, they published, oh, President Trump is going to help. You don't think you have more important things to do? What the fuck? And then another notification saying, because of President Trump, why is it that they're trying so hard to present this man in the way that they are? I'm not a Trump hater. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm asking the questions everyone is too afraid to ask. And let me tell you, I'm not a Democrat either, nor am I a Republican, nor am I a liberal. I don't like politics. I think it's all fucking bullshit. I think it's all a fucking game to keep us preoccupied and divided. So, what is actually happening here? I'll tell you. I don't see all of the details and understand fully what's being pre planned, but I do get a gist of what's happening right now. There is a pivoting that's occurring, and it's trying to cause us to pivot in a different direction, 1 degree at a time. 1 degree at a time. Why? So we don't notice. So we don't notice. It's trying to cause us to diverge from our destined path. We need to choose to bring home our destiny straight to us, directly to our core. We have to choose that. If you're going to be buying official storylines, if you're going to be buying whatever narrative, whatever fake shit that people are putting out there to get you to believe and support this, support that, that's a choice. I won't say it's wrong. I don't agree with it, but I won't say it's wrong. That's a choice. You know, that's a choice. It's definitely a choice. What you choose, it's what's going to directly program what you experience. Something's trying to override your sovereign free will. That's trying to override your sovereign free will by creating enough distorted perception that you don't see, you don't realize, and you don't accept that you actually have a say in how your energy will be used. I have an absolute say in the way my energy will be used. And whatever this, look, listen, you guys are asking me about China this, China that, China, data, 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 doodum, da, 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 da. Right? Okay, Siri's been stealing your data. The NSA has been listening to every single conversation you have in proximity to a Bluetooth device. Your fridges are Bluetooth, your thermostat is Bluetooth, your TV is Bluetooth. I'm fucking your toilet is probably Bluetooth at this point too. Mirrors in the house are also Bluetooth. We don't need to worry about China. We're already being bent over with no lube here at home. That's like the narcissist trying to tell you, oh, that person is such a liar. Why? I'm not trying to defend China. I'm not for China. I'm not against China. I'm just saying. Whenever someone who reeks of narcissism approaches me and tries to give me a storyline, I'm like, I fucking see you. I'm autistic. You can't play with me like that. I literally am autistic though. Yeah. No, I know you're lying. Why do you want me to think this? And I won't ask them. I'll look at their face. I'll look at their body language. I just know what certain things mean. And if they try hard enough, because I won't be used as a pawn, I won't be used as a tool. You can't come to me, tell me some fucking lies, and then encourage me to attack someone like you're a attack dog. No. If they keep pushing it, I'll straight up look in their head. What are you fucking trying to do? And I will get my answer. And then I'll be like, I know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Did you guys know that if someone sends you an email with a picture in it and you open the picture, that it could create the opportunity for them to do an IP address check on you? Did you guys know that? I don't even have to hear the voice. I just have to be exposed to the energy. And I know the intention. I know the intent. There is something wrong with this intention. There is something very, very, very wrong with what's being pushed through. I don't care about no tariffs. Whatever gives people some degree of relief, beautiful. But I want to know what we're paying in the end. I want to know. I have a right to know. I have a right to ask. I have a right. And I will not sit here and be politically correct just so people can continue with their adherence to the new ruler's boots, the new ruler's demands and games that are played with all of us. It's my personal opinion that none of these old motherfuckers care about any of us. None of the rules and laws they pass apply to their families. You just want to, no. I want to oppose everything, the whole fucking thing across the board. I want to oppose the whole fucking thing across the board. I even want to oppose their janitors because fuck that shit. Okay? I want to oppose the menus that they get to choose from for their meals. I want to oppose all of it. I want all of it audited. I propose something. I'll propose this. How about we all agree that any laws that are passed, any legislation that is passed, any of our representatives that support it and help to sign it into being, it should apply to their entire family, secondary family, and tertiary acquaintances for the first 5 years before it will be implemented for the rest of us. Here's a solution for everything. I'm very good at finding solutions that are sustainable, reasonable, sustainable, and will completely solve the fucking issue. You tired of your children being terrorized? I propose this. Rather than more legislation that further hinders law-abiding citizens from receiving the opportunity to secure their homes and their person, I propose this. Every single person who will work with children, who will work on a campus, educational campus, as part of their licensing, as part of the accreditation process, they need to be military trained in the handling of pew-pews, as well as being provided a biometric lockbox in the classroom for a full barrel long-range rifle and a sidearm. I'm talking including teachers' aides. Let's see who fucks with our kids. I promise you, they would not step on a campus. They would not step on a campus. Now, it would be irresponsible to have pew-pews and people are not tactically trained. You need tactical training, not just safe handling, safe storage. No, tactical fucking training. You need federal agency level tactical training as part of your licensing to be working with children, even young adults. Let's see what happens. Not a damn thing will happen when you have how many adults on a campus who can easily defend the children. Nothing will happen. We got to stop. We got to stop giving our power away. We got to stop allowing ourselves to be turned and swirled and not have any idea of where our destined path is and how to get back on it. Be trained by law enforcement for weapons to be able to protect themselves. More than law enforcement. I'm talking about federal agency training, tactical skills, more than just law enforcement. There's higher degrees of training than just law enforcement. Most of those officers, they have very low accuracy rate when they are at a range, very low accuracy rate. I'm talking about a degree of protection for the children where you get a higher tier of pay the more advanced your tactical training is. Can you shoot clover patterns from 100 yards, 200 yards? More money right there. More money right there. And you will be on a team who will be the first to know that there is a brewing situation. Nip that shit in the bud. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not talking about promoting violence. I'm talking about conflict resolution on a degree that's appropriate for the threat level. The threat level, okay? So these are things that are easy to implement. Very easy to implement. But we're not here to talk about legislation and new processes that can help us be safer. I'm here to talk about how all of these other subjects, even the things that I've touched on, these are things that are intended to create division. Because guess what? You're going to have other people who are going to say, oh, no, that's unsafe, because it's unsafe to have someone who has tactical training and licensing to protect your child, because all weaponry should be banned and illegal. You know, the people who do these things, they don't follow the laws. You know that, right? You don't know that? You can create as much legislation as you want. These are people who don't follow the laws. Well, if we take all of them off the street, our own government sells it to other nations just across the river in Mexico. Look up Fast and Furious. Ask Miss Clinton. Where the fuck did all that stuff go, Miss Clinton? Oh, we don't talk about that kind of stuff anymore, right? Right? It's only the bad people that do this. Our government is good. They protect us. Did you see what happened when we pulled out of the Middle East? Was it Afghanistan or Pakistan? I don't like to keep tabs on these type of events. I have such a aversion to it. But last I heard, we left all the equipment there. The insurgents that were previously trained by our operatives, they're now very well equipped. They never had night vision until we left it there for them. So, I mean, we need to focus on our destined path. We can split hairs on all of these different failed projects that we don't really know much about. We don't. Or we can focus on what we need to focus on, things that will directly affect the trajectory of our development as individuals, things that will affect our quality of life, things that will affect the quality of life for our children. They're back to spraying the usual. The sky this morning looked like lined paper, college rule. Yes. Line after line after, so beautifully spaced. I mean, whatever team did that, oh, you really satisfied my OCD. I mean, I had to wear a mask, of course. I always wear a mask at this point. But you really satisfied my OCD at how crisp those lines were. You think that's natural? Things like that. We need to begin understanding that has a direct effect on all of us. Should I show you guys what I spit up this morning? Is that TMI? Is that TMI? So we have a pretty good filtration system in the house. I haven't burned anything. We don't smoke. If you guys don't want to see it, cover your eyes. Cover your eyes. Cover your eyes. I have to take a picture because I was like, what the fuck? Look at this. Cover your eyes if you're grossed out, okay? What just came out of my body this morning? That's not normal. That's not normal. Guess what? Yesterday, as I was running an errand, I had my mask on and I was rushing. I just finished at the gym. We had to run some errands. I put my mask on kind of haphazard, and I was breathing really hard, and I could feel the air coming in. I have a weak jaw. So the air was kind of coming in. I could feel it because the air is cold. And when I have the mask pressed tight against my face, I'm breathing warm air. I could feel it. I was like, oh, I'm too tired. So I just left it as I walked to the car, and then I adjusted it when I got into the car. That's literally from the door of the gym, and we parked fairly close to my car before I adjusted it. That must have been, I don't know, maybe 10 breaths, if that. And I spit up, that's not the only black stuff I spit up this morning. That's maybe like the third. And suddenly I have some type of phlegm that's indicating the potentiality that I might develop a respiratory infection. I don't have one yet. That's going to definitely be rectified and closely monitored all day today. Why is that? We need to pay attention to the things we need to pay attention to, not these things they want us to fight about, debate about, right? Why do we need to debate about things that people are experiencing in their real life? Instead, acknowledge what you're experiencing. Implement the solutions that you know you need to implement. I know I need to put my mask on better. I know I need to now do inhaled steroids for the rest of the day, as well as megadosing some prophylactic stuff. Grapefruit seed extract, making sure that I'm properly supporting my lymphatic function today, making sure I do additional massage, help it to drain, right? These are very simple things. Very, very simple things. You have to know how to support your process, because everything that's happening in this world, it's designed to covertly derail you from the very process you need to focus on. Live life with gratitude. Be thankful for the awareness you're being given. Yes, hearing these things, seeing what's being experienced by me, and knowing you're probably inhaling the same thing, that can make you feel very angry. It can make you feel as though you're being forced into a space of victimhood. No, it is an experience. You're being given an awareness. So when you begin to realize that, hey, there's some fucked up shit that's being done to me, you need to make decisions that will negate it. I could sit here and be like, oh my God, I can't believe they're spraying me. Or I'd be like, these fucking bitches. Get out my nebulizer. Run my humidifiers with hypochlorous acid in it. Because what's that going to do? Hypochlorous acid is effective for rhinovirus, norovirus, coronavirus, all novel stuff. And you can find this information on credible medical reports. They've done quite a few different types of testing that can be replicated. They get the same results. So hypochlorous acid is actually very effective, and it's not toxic. It's basically charged salt water. I can't have chemicals in the house, so sometimes I use that if I need to really make sure that I'm disinfecting things. It can be run in a humidifier. Hypochlorous acid. You can get like a gallon jug for $20. That'll last you a while. The goal is not to kill every single bacteria in the house. The goal is to support my body in the way it needs to be supported. We don't disinfect things in the house unless there's a need to begin disinfection. Why? When you use things like bleach, when you use things that are antibacterial, those are biocides, meaning they are utilized because of their known characteristic to kill biological things, not just pathogens. When you spray the Lysol on your counter, on your doorknobs, you think you're protecting yourself. When you use the bleach to disinfect everything, you think you're protecting yourself. What you're doing is leaving a film of biocide on every single surface in your home that eventually the residue will find its way in your body, and it will eradicate your gut microbiome, which science has shown about 70 to 80% of your actual immune system is your gut microbiome. When I used to disinfect everything because I suffered from clinical OCD, we were always sick. When I finally stopped years ago, up until 18 months ago, my family never gets sick. And if we do start to get sick, it never goes beyond sniffles because I begin a protocol that supports your immune function. My kids never had to take antibiotics. No Tylenol, no Motrin, no none of that. For years, not a single prescription. So, how did I do that? I stopped killing their immune system by trying to be a good, responsible mother and disinfecting everything. You can ask anyone who knew me back then. My most cherished possessions were my NSF certified sanitation cycle washer dryer and my NSF certified sanitation cycle dishwasher. That shit made me really giddy. Like, fuck yeah, it's certified. Yeah. I absolutely wrecked their immune system doing all of that. All of that. There are ways to bolster your health, in a very natural, very supportive way, not interfering with your body's own natural design. We are taught, and I'm pretty sure YouTube will take this video down. We are taught to interfere with the body's process. No. Example, fevers. Yes, it has to be within reason. But when you interfere with a fever, you understand when your body heats up, that's to allow for specific metabolic processes that are designed to become inhospitable. Your body becomes inhospitable to the growth of bacteria, viruses, all of these things. The moment you hit a 99-degree fever, like, oh my God, bust out all the things that tax the liver, create inflammation. It damages, for some people, the lining of your gut. We don't do better until we know better, right? We don't have the opportunity to do better until we know better. So does that mean you just allow a fever to rage on and you tell your kid, tough it out? No, you have to do what is necessary to keep them comfortable. You have to help encourage the body to cool off naturally. You don't stick them in an ice bath. That will cause their fever to spike. That will cause a febrile seizure. And if it goes too high, the body can take a much higher fever than we're thinking, right? You're like, oh my God, it's 101. I remember one time years ago, because my kids when they were very, very, very young, their health was very delicate, and they're robust mofos now. But when they were very young, their health was very delicate, right? And I remember one doctor, I was so freaked out. I was like, oh my God, his fever's at 102. Rush to the ER. And the doctor says, Mama, it's okay. It's okay. We don't start to worry until it starts to hit 104, 104.5. Then we start to think like, okay, we need to figure out what's happening here. 104.5. I was lucky I got a very skilled doctor that day. Very, very skilled doctor who actually had the courage to tell me the truth. We have to understand there are people in fields of specialty who do actually care for us, except they're rare. They are very rare. So you have to begin developing the awareness of when someone is just following the official storyline, right? What do you recommend for supporting our respiratory if we don't have a humidifier or a nebulizer? You could always boil vinegar in a pot, vinegar mixed with water, boil that on your stove. Let it simmer for hours on end, a big pot of it, and it will humidify your home. Vinegar is a natural antibacterial type thing. You could boil vinegar. You could go ahead and put a whole bunch of very supportive herbs that are also antibacterial, antiviral. I'm telling you, most of the ingredients, the spices you have in your kitchen, they are that. You just stick it in the pot. For some reason, I keep being told clove and cinnamon. I don't remember off the top of my head. So let me see. I think clove, antibacterial. Yep, it has antibacterial properties. So clove, it inhibits the growth of bacteria. It inhibits the growth of yeast and mold. It inhibits biofilm synthesis. It denatures proteins. It changes cell membrane permeability. All of this fucks up the bad stuff. So cloves. I think cinnamon is as well. Yep. Let's see. It can inhibit bacteria by damaging cell membranes, altering lipid profiles, and inhibiting cell division. It inhibits biofilm formation. It can help to inhibit oral bacteria, Candida albicans, staph. Just a lot of shit. Sprinkle cinnamon on everything. What's another one? Tell me another one, Michaela. Oregano. Yes, I'm scared of oregano. Oregano got me messed up. I megadosed oregano years ago. First time I ever took it, and I was already struggling with altitude sickness. Oh, my heart went irregular. If you're gonna do oregano, follow the instructions. We don't fuck around with oregano, okay? Follow the instructions to a T. I learned real good. You're not badass enough to be doing that with oregano. If you have essential oils, hold on. Let me, because my memory sucks. Yeah, these essential oils, and I swear by it. I swear by it. Clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. Those essential oils. Yes. That's thieves' oil. It's thieves' oil. Yeah. The first time my family caught COVID, it was before they announced it. And I could already tell, because I'm familiar with how my family progresses through illness, this was going to be a fucked up circumstance. And, I went ahead and I ran thieves' oil in the humidifier. And I swear, 2 to 3 days, gone. All symptoms gone. We got sick bad, like real bad. It was bad enough to where I was like nervous. And one of my children, who has the most sensitive lungs, I was like, fuck, we're going to go to the ER. I'm giving this like 12 hours. If I don't see stabilization, I'm fucking going to the ER with him. Ran the thieves' oil. That calmed his cough almost immediately. And then I let him nap. Didn't want to pester him too much. Let him nap. He napped for a couple hours. He woke up, cough was gone. It was gone. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, it was gone. I wasn't expecting that. I was very new to thieves' oil at that point, but I had seen it be used before. I saw the effects of it. So that's why I was like, okay, we can try this. If it works, beautiful. But I got a feeling I'm going to be going to the ER this afternoon. Nope, never went to the ER. He had maybe like a handful of coughs through the rest of the day, just maybe like a handful. Next day, he completely stopped coughing. The third day, he was back to just regular. But you have to understand, my family has a fully developed immune system. We don't do any of those chemicals in the house. If you can support your immune system, get it back to a place where it's functioning properly, not dependent on external factors, you can have that too. But if your immune system's messed up, you got leaky gut, you got Crohn's, you got celiac, all these things, inflammatory bowel syndrome, and irritable bowel syndrome, all of those things, that greatly affects your immune function. You got candida overgrowth, they take over everything. It takes over everything. Mm-hmm. Candida, you guys can look this up. Candida is associated with quite a few diseases. That is part of the underlying factor that allowed for the more advanced disease to grab hold in the body. And I encourage you guys to look for medical journal entries regarding what I'm sharing with you. I'm not a doctor. I just like to read a lot. Mm-hmm. And every time I get a blip from soul, I'm going to research the shit out of that. I'm going to see everything I possibly can, not just from alternative sites, but everything, medical literature, cases, everything. Because again, my brain can piece things together that are seemingly independent of each other. What do you use to clean? Natural dish soap and a washcloth. If I really need to disinfect something, I'll go ahead and I'll put in a spray bottle, the full size spray bottle. I'll fill it this far from the top with warm water. I'll put about a tablespoon of natural dish soap, 7th generation. You can put Castile soap, whatever you want to use. And then I'll put maybe 30 drops of grapefruit seed extract in there. That's a disinfectant. People are like, oh my God, she's all crispy, crunchy granola. Okay, but did you know that hospitals use grapefruit seed extract to disinfect their linens? Look it up. Look it up. One of my relatives had a recurring kidney infection. They couldn't clear it. They had been on so many different extremely strong antibiotics, still could not clear it. They found E. coli in the blood sample. And I was like, boo. Okay. Because they were desperate at that point. They know I'd be country granola. Like, I'll bring your ass back from the fucking dead. Give me my little apothecary. I'll bring your ass back from the dead. No unauthorized checkouts. And so I was like, okay, but do you trust me? And they're like, yeah. I said, okay, I'm going to tell you to do something. They're going to sound crazy. Okay. So I told them how to megadose grapefruit seed extract. And then I think like a day or two later was when they needed to go recheck their blood work so that they could check, if antibiotics are working or not. And this is a relative who was a long-term nurse already. Like, I think they were in med surge or something like that, step down. I don't remember anymore, but they're very well versed in this. They already knew, and they were expecting that their labs would come back the same fucked levels. 2 days. She had the labs pulled the week before. 2 days megadosing. And she was cursing me the entire time. She was popping all of this handful in her mouth. 2 days completely clear. All gone. Blood work completely clear. They don't want you to know. Thousands upon thousands of dollars was spent on all sorts of synthesized prescriptions that did not work whatsoever. She didn't even finish a $12 jar, $12 bottle of GSE. She didn't even finish it. Completely cleared it the fuck out. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. A $3 bar of soap completely cleared impetigo. I don't fucking know. My mom kept calling it impetigo. I don't know if it was her accent. I think it's impetigo. I'm not sure. It's a staph infection of the skin. They usually will prescribe you, I think it's called mupirocin. They'll maybe even put you on oral antibiotics. It weeps, and whatever it gets on, it will get infected too. One wash got it to dry up. Within 12 hours, not only did it stop oozing, this is just a $3 bar of soap. Within 12 hours, it stopped oozing and it began to heal. No more golden yellow scabs. That's evidence of staph infection. Yep. I'm saying. Was she right? Is it impetigo? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like, well, how is it pronounced? I can never remember. So let's see. Action in reverse. Whatever this is that's being done to try and derail us from what we're supposed to do, it's encouraging you to not take action. The soap is on my, if you're on TikTok, go to my Amazon, go to the link in my bio, and then click on the Amazon favorites. Click on that, and it should be under Healthy Home, I think. It's just a bar of soap. It's a natural bar of soap. It's actually a really nice soap, but I only use it if there is some type of very serious, infectious something on the skin. That's the only time. And then the spray, there's a diaper spray. That shit cures everything. Anything on the skin, ringworm, fungal infection. You have fungal acne? Check that shit out. I'm telling you. You want to make it extra potent? I'd put like 10 drops, 20 drops of GSC, liquid GSC, into that diaper spray. Clear every fucking thing. I swear. I even use that because sometimes I'll do tattoos for people. No, don't ask me. People are like, oh my God, can you do my no, don't ask me that. I'm awkward. I don't like being around people's bodies. But that's what I'll use if I do a tattoo on someone. It accelerates the healing. It helps to heal it very, very fast. Okay. So they don't want you to take action. What's that tell you? Take action. Do the opposite of what your oppressor wants you to do. They're trying to coerce you to comply. Don't fucking comply. They want you to be afraid. Get real fucking ballsy. Be rebellious. It's time. It's time. You need to let go of your adherence to whatever it is that you keep being encouraged to cling on to, right? GSC is grapefruit seed extract, not grape seed, grapefruit seed extract, grapefruit seed extract. That's what it is. Okay. Pleasure. There's something that's taking great pleasure in the way it's been able to derail our progression. It's taking great pleasure. There's a lot of principality activity. And the principality activity that's been happening over the last couple of months, and this extends back all the way through to what happened in North Carolina, and then the tornadoes that swept through Florida. You guys, there's a lot of things that are being pushed through. Actually, Bell, I do know the answer, but you want to be like that? I'm not going to give it to you. You're not entitled to the knowledge that I procured for myself. So good luck with your journey. Good luck with your condition, but I won't be the one to help you with that. Does GSC, when taken orally, does it kill the bad bacteria and candida in the gut and leave the good bacteria alone? I believe it's more against the bad bacteria, but I encourage you, Avi, to read what it is that you can find with the manufacturer's information. No, I didn't take it the wrong way. I took it exactly the way you wrote it. See, I look docile, but I'm not. I'm not afraid of speaking my mind, having boundaries, and reminding people when they're being disrespectful as they ask me for something that will benefit them. And just for your information, I'm live on 8 platforms. I have no shame in discussing what my boundaries are and letting people know you're crossing a line. It's not for me to be mean to you. It's for you to know you cannot behave that way towards me. And you don't get to tell someone that they received your words wrong. If you wanted them to receive your words in a different way, you should have articulated it in a different way. That's the reality of it. I'm not participating in a matrix that forces me to stay silent when there is some degree of disrespect that's happening. I'm not even triggered. I'm using this as an opportunity to serve as an example. I don't just preach to people. I'm merely sharing the way I exist and inviting you to witness it and decide for yourself if it resonates or it doesn't. So carrying forward, purity. Blinding yourself to the way the world is being tainted does not keep you pure. It just keeps you blind as you are tainted right along with the world. And patience. I think we've been far too patient as a species. I think it's time for us to very fearlessly speak our needs into existence, right? Acknowledge what we need, not just from huge government organizations, not just from nations, but from ourselves, first and foremost, and also from the people that we allow to exist in proximity to us. You are responsible for how you teach other people to treat you, what is okay and what is not okay. It's not that you deserve to be treated bad because you didn't have the courage to tell someone no. It's that you didn't realize you actually have the authority to halt a non-beneficial interaction. And it doesn't have to be through anger. It doesn't have to be through confrontation, but you need to make a choice on how you're going to communicate that. In some ways, you can communicate it by simply falling silent and no longer engaging. In other ways, you need to address it head on. And in even other ways, you need to match the energy. I don't like to match energy because that kind of sucks. But if I have to, if I determine that I have to, then I absolutely will. At the end of the day, it's my choice based on what I am observing. Our destined path requires us to function in that type of way where you understand how powerful you are and you intentionally use this power and authority you have over yourself intentionally. So am I going to go and scream from the mountaintops, don't do this, don't do that, don't go there, don't. No, I will simply share, this and this, it doesn't feel right to me. This is why it doesn't feel right, but you guys do whatever you choose to do. This is my reasoning for not choosing to participate in that. And then just leaving it alone and letting you guys have the opportunity to start asking, what is she talking about? What should I look up? This is something that's very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. I think I need to learn more about this before I decide how I feel about this, right? I heard grapeseed extract is really good for like age rejuvenation as well. I haven't used it yet though. I don't know that I will, but grapeseed extract, and then specifically if they can stabilize resveratrol, I think that's how you pronounce it. It comes from grapeseed. So good stuff if you're into learning more about how to support your body's rejuvenation. That's some good stuff to look into. Again, I haven't used it though. Consistency, staying consistent in your efforts to renew yourself, renew your love for yourself, renew your health, renew everything you possibly need to, right? It's up to you. No one can force you. But, here's the thing. When you commit to something, you ensure that it happens for you. And if you think, no, Emmy, that's everyone else. I've not been able to do that for myself. Like I can't do that for myself. It's just not for me. Well, I mean, have you had bad things happen consistently? Have bad things that have happened to you? Have they been prolonged experiences? Like for some people, it will last for 3 days, but for you, for some reason, it's 3 weeks or even 3 months. That's not bad luck. You know what that is? You consistently choosing the very things that continue to perpetuate that experience, whether it's the mindset, choosing to remain in the same emotion. You can choose to stay in that dense emotion, or you can choose to do whatever you can think of to try and shift a little bit. It's not about pretending you don't feel what you feel. It's about not choosing to stay there for a prolonged period. Because as long as you stay there, you're going to be there. Right? So it's a choice. It's a choice. If you have the power to choose to stay in a very negative experience, don't you think you have the power in the opposing polarity as well? Because there's balance in creation. However far left you go, that's how far right you can go. And it's not about going to the extreme in the other direction. It's about understanding there is a balance that is kept. However far you go this way, you can go as far this way. It's about understanding those two things and choosing the center point. When you enter into a space of centeredness, you no longer have to use any of your energy, time, or effort struggling to balance. In spiritual communities, they tell you the key is balance. You have to work to balance yourself. You have to work to balance. As long as your focus is on balancing, you will continue to expend immense amount of energy, effort, potential that you should be using to build an even greater experience for life. Trying to balance. You're going to use it trying to balance. You're going to keep overcompensating, which will force you to overcompensate the other way, which will force you to overcompensate the other way. And then it just becomes this thing of like, you just used up all your energy. Now you're cramping, you're tired, you're frustrated. No, just find your center. Remember when you were learning how to ride a bike? You were like wobbly. That's because you were overcompensating. And eventually, when you kind of just breathe and slow down, and allow yourself to flow with the experience. If you allow yourself to pedal at the speed you need to be at, you have to lose some fear to do that, right? But when you do that, you then slide into that space of center, your center of gravity. You're now aware of it. This is the very reason why you never forget how to ride a bike. Because once you find where your center is, you never forget where that is. You might convince yourself that it's in a different place at this point, because now you're a different person and life has changed you and you've been hurt and all of these things that are valid. These are valid experiences, but the center is still there in the center. It's still there. I like to share when my thoughts are inspired by what someone else has said. I don't know why that was big in my mind this morning, but I do like to share when my thoughts are inspired by what someone else said. And years ago, a dear friend had said something to me. I felt very wobbly and unsure, and I was very filled with fear about my destined path, because this friend at the time, I was still deep into pretending that I'm a normal, average person, that there's nothing different about me. That's all I wanted in life, was to be a normal person. And that created a lot of fear. It created a lot of hesitation because of the fear. I kept trying to slow down a process that I felt was being forced upon me. And this friend was such a godsend, because one day we were having a conversation and he gave me an analogy about me and my function, my life and my experience. And he saw me for who I am. I'm a very chaotic minded person. Externally at that time, very controlled, very reliable, very even keeled. It was a mask. And that friend saw through that. And they know that I'm a fucking tornado. And I was ashamed because I see everyone else functioning in this very normal, very even keeled way. And deep inside me, I was chaos, living, breathing, fucking chaos. And I kept trying to slow it down and try to make order from it. And then one day he told me, I see you like the kid's toy, that spinning top. That's how you are. And he told me, when you spin the top and you release it, it spins really fast. And as it spins fast, there's no wobble. It just, right? And as it begins to slow down because it's losing momentum, the friction causes it to slow down, right? So it loses momentum. The slower it gets, the more wobbly it becomes until eventually it falls on its side. And for a little bit, I couldn't understand why he said that to me. I kind of honestly felt like, what the fuck? Are you talking shit? Because all I heard is, I see your chaos. That's all I heard. But then I allowed myself to replay what he said. It took me a couple seconds, maybe even a couple minutes. And I realized, like, holy shit. I'm creating my own instability and throwing myself from center because I keep slowing myself down to match the pace of other people. I don't know my center because I'm looking at other people and trying to copy where their center is, but I'm not other people. I'm not better, I'm not worse. I'm just not like other people. And then that was the point where I began the journey to give myself permission to be the living, breathing chaos that I was created to be. Does that mean I bring chaos into people's lives? No. No. Me being so controlled before I came to this realization, being a control freak, was that disease? No. That was me practicing the internal resolve, the internal self-control, to be able to harness tremendous fucking power. I still don't think I'm better than anyone, but I'm aware I can spin in ways that most people can't even fathom. Well, I mean, if you're aware of that, then you know you're better. No. Well, what makes you think that that makes you better? It just makes you different. And when you begin to realize this, that it's not a competition, you then get back on your destined path and you can travel at the rate of speed that you are destined to travel. There's no more, I need to catch up, I'm falling behind. There's no more, I'm too fast, I'm too advanced, I'm so better than, like, no. We're all exactly where we need to be. You know, one of the people that I've learned so much from in my life, this is the person who has helped me so fucking much to develop such a deep, robust understanding of my life, is my husband. He don't give a single shit about spirituality. Not a single shit. At all. He's not trying to know what I know. He's not trying to like what I like. And it's not because he doesn't care. It's because I'm allowed to like what I like. He doesn't have to like it. We don't have to be twins. I love to irritate him and call him my twin. He's not my twin. Yeah, we're actually polar opposites. Everything I like, he doesn't really like. Everything he likes, I don't really like. And it works. Why? Because I see life from a different perspective through his eyes. If he's here and I'm here and we're looking at the same thing and he's seeing something different and I'm seeing something different because I'm open to hearing. Oh, that's what you see on your side? Oh shit, let me see from your side too. Scoot over. I want to see it too, because I see something completely different on my side. And now, wow, I didn't realize. I didn't realize. You don't have to be like anyone else. Your destined path is just for you. But I promise you, everyone that comes into your life, everyone you cross paths with, they are going to gift you an opportunity to see what needs to be seen from a completely different point of view. Some people you will resonate with. Some people will help you to see things because they don't see it like you see it. As a matter of fact, because they see it different, now there's conflict between you. Now they want to create adversity between you. Leave them to do that game by themselves. Your energy is for sacred things, not for bullshit. But see and recognize that circumstance for exactly what it is, a gifted opportunity to see in a different way, not because they're right, not because they know more, but because they're different. That's all. That's all. We're going to be allowed to see very different things. It's going to really shake the way we see the world. Someone asked earlier, what do I think about I don't even know what it's called, the alien stuff, right? I think someone, let me just drink some milk. It's not cow milk. It's almond. I know it's not good for you. I know, but it has no sugar. This is the first time I've drank anything but water in a very long time. Let me just enjoy it. Harvested fresh from the nipples of almonds. Okay. So, I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, the alien stuff. I guess someone had posted a video that an alien lamp or some shit was like, yeah, I was just like, oh, that's cute. Literally looked super cute. I mean, could you imagine if we could like reconstruct that and have it as ambient lighting or something like that, mood lighting for a room? Gorgeous. But what do I think about that? Project Bluebeam. That's what I think. I couldn't care less. I could not care less about aliens. They've lived here a very long time. There's no new aliens coming in. We're like, oh my God, reptilians. And so the reptilians are coming. Okay, but I'd be fucking up Draco. So who gives a shit about reptilians? And people are like, oh my God, the Dracos. Did I not tell you I'd be fucking up Dracos? They don't like me. I don't give a shit. But aliens. Okay, is that going to feed you? Is it going to make you feel happy? Because if it's going to make you feel happy, keep going with that. I'm all about happiness. Keep going with that. If it's not going to add to your sense of wholeness within yourself, really, like, who gives a shit? That's like you telling me, like, but aliens, Emmy. That's like you telling me, but there's someone that exists in Poland, Emmy. There's someone that exists in Kazakhstan. There's someone that exists in Japan. Okay, there's a lot of people that exist in those areas. Like, what do you want me to know about that person? Like, how do they want to be my friend? Are they talking shit? At which point, that's okay. That's their opinion. Let them talk. They're clearing out their throat chakra. I don't give a shit. Leave them be. They are sovereigns. Now, the only time I'll get, kind of bejiggity about aliens, like, you want to drink my bodily fluids? No, thank you. Fuck off. No, fucking thank you. We will be fighting. Like, I don't think so. You will not even sip or nibble. Because I fucking fight back. I'm saying. I fight back. So I'm not really one you want to play that game with. I'm not waiting to be probed. I'm not waiting to be abducted. Just, I don't, no. I'm not your groupie. I will not board your ship. If I board your ship, it will be to break everything. I will break it all. I'll break your entire ship. And then you'll be fucked. Okay? So, yeah, no. All of that is a distraction because really, I mean, does that grow your food? Does that help you to pay your bills? I mean, if you produce content like that and it's helping you to pay your bills, keep fucking producing it. Other people are liking it. I mean, as long as you're not lying, and don't deceive people, but keep producing the content. Fuck yeah, monetize that. Absolutely. And people are gonna be like, oh my God, she's telling you to monetize. She's so fucking greedy. She's a demon. Okay, but are you gonna pay their bills? No? Okay. To the other person, monetize it. You weren't born to fucking suffer just to make a mediocre person feel comfortable with their mediocrity. Trust me, I tried. And those people were still pissed off that I exist. So now I'm of the mindset, let them be fucking pissed off and let me actually be who I am. Yeah. And when you monetize your content, you're not stealing from other people. You're taking your share of encouraging viewers to go on a platform that's making a shit ton of money off of your content. Yep. Nothing wrong with monetizing your content. Unless you're being deceitful, unless you're intentionally misleading, nothing wrong with monetizing your content. You have a right and an obligation to earn a living wage in a legal manner. I fully support it. Get your bag, get your coin, get whatever other things you cool ass people say. Because I don't know any of those. I don't really know what it means. I think it means money. I don't know. I have a habit of like thinking that the hip phrases and stuff mean something else. And my husband tells me I'm not allowed to use the hip phrases because I think it means something else. And it's usually the inappropriate stuff that I say. And my husband will be very quick to text me, you can't say that. It doesn't mean that. Because like, I think it was a couple of years ago. Someone pissed me off. Someone pissed me off, and sometimes I can be gassy. Very high protein diet. I think you know where I'm going with this. I have a very high protein diet, and so someone pissed me off, and I basically said to them, "I'll sit on your fucking face," because like I will fart on your face. That's mad disrespectful, right? That's how you guys take it too, right? Because that's how I took it. That's how I took it. And then my husband was very quick to text me and be like, you can't say that. That's not what that means. And I was like, what? He goes, you cannot say that to people. Because then they'll be like, yeah. I'm like, ew, why? And then I realized what it means. And I was like, no, I will not. I absolutely will not. No way. Absolutely not. So now I'm not allowed to say any of those things. I'm just, okay, I'll listen to them. I will listen to them. Right? Perspective. So someone is looking at you and your potential. I think this is on a multi-level. Someone is looking at you and your potential. The grander scale, the powers that be are looking at you and your potential, and they're looking for ways to harvest that or suppress it. If they can utilize it for their benefit, they will try and harvest it. If not, they will try and suppress it, interfere with it, derail it, all of that. And then on another level, a more personal, like macro, micro, on a more personal level, you got a demon Harita in your space. There's some hateful, vengeful person. Like they're so jealous. They don't like that you're who you are, and it you make things look so easy. They're absolutely fangirling, fanboying off of you, and it pisses them off that they can't be you. They can't duplicate it. They're trying really hard. I don't know if this is someone at work, this might be a relative, this might be a frenemy. I don't know. I don't know. Ugh. You got to pay attention. You got to pay attention because these type of people, if left unchecked with continued access to you, they are ridiculously toxic, and they will go out of their way to wreck every single aspect of your life, your close connections and friendships, opportunities, potentiality, your abundance, your finances, everything, everything, everything. Woo! I'm about to pick up this whole fucking table and flip it. Holy shit. I cannot stand people like this. So these demon Haritas, they're plotting for your demise. They're trying to sabotage something. Make some power plays in silence. Make some moves in silence. Don't share it until you are instructed by your soul to make an announcement. You guys want me to read celebrities? You guys want me to make videos where I am reading the celebrity and their energy? Yeah. I don't know why I asked that question. Yes, move very carefully, not out of fear, but just making sure you sidestep any of the landmines that have been hidden in your path. Because you're not actually on your destined path yet. You're on the path that brings you back to your destined path. Okay? So, okay. Motion in reverse, their goal. Again, it's either macro or micro. I don't know exactly which one for each of you. You're going to have to use some discernment, okay? Their goal is to arrest your motion, to halt your progression. If you give consent to allow that, then it will. Here's the thing. All the effort that you've already put into whatever it is you're trying to do, trying to build, trying to achieve, you've accrued some level of, I just had the word, momentum. You've accrued some degree of momentum, some level of intensity of momentum, right? If you allow this to completely stop your motion, you're going to have to put all that effort to start it all back up again. That's so much wasted potentiality, starting and stopping, starting and stopping. You could pause for a moment, like you're riding a bike. You can pause and let it coast for a second, but keep pedaling. Catch your breath for a second and then keep pedaling, right? You don't want to backslide and undo what you've worked so hard to accomplish already. It might not be completely done. That's okay. You have your own timeline. That's okay. It's not about rushing or being completely done. It's about the sheer fact that someone is trying to use an opportunity to drain your energy, to prevent you from achieving what you're here to achieve. You guys, I don't know who it is. Someone just entered. They might still be in the FYP. I have this event that's coming up. I'm not giving the exact date publicly or the exact location publicly, but it's a quantum potential event. And there's still a couple of spaces left. It's an in person event, it's 2 days. The first day, I'm going to be talking about whole being wellness. For those of you who are not familiar with my journey, I am extremely well versed in the physicality of human experience. Not only that, I am a certified personal trainer. I'm certified through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. I'm also a certified nutrition coach, and I'm a certified corrective exercise specialist. In addition to that, I'm a medical intuitive. The first day of this event, we're focusing on whole being wellness. All these things that I was talking about earlier, how to help you get healthier. It's really based on your frequency and your frequency needs. That's why what works for some people will not work for others. I'm going to teach you how to do this for yourself. The second day is soul based business. If you guys are unfamiliar with my history, 8 years ago, I started my business homeless in a parking lot with only a $30 investment for a prepaid cell phone. That's when I started my business. And I very quickly grew it into a viable business. Because why? Because I understand how soul based businesses work. It does not function in the same way as a commercial business. It's still a business, it's still designed to get you profit so that you can earn a living wage. Case in point, I tried to do this for a friend of mine. This person, it was several years ago in 2020. They went to a foreign country and they spent the last of their money to spend a month there, not on vacation, but to reach out to corporations because they were trying to enter into a field of specialty. And this is how they felt they were going to do it. Well, then COVID happened. They were only there for a couple weeks, I think. COVID happened. Airports were going to shut down. They reached out to me and I basically did a soul based business private consultation for them. It was a friend, it was just conversation to us. And I gave them the instructions from soul. And I told them it's your choice. You can do what you're planning to do, or you can do what your soul is telling you to do. When this happens, you choose this. When you choose this, my God. And then I left them to choose whatever they wanted. And they chose what they wanted. And then they reached out a couple months later. Remember, they weren't fully in this industry yet, right? That's why they went to another country. They spent all their money. A couple months later, they reach out again. Guess who the fuck is featured in Forbes magazine? Guess who's earning a wage that's comparable to surgeons in the United States? Fuck yeah! I'm so proud. I'm so proud of them. And they've accomplished a lot. They're fucking genius. I will always, when given the opportunity, share their story, not to hype me up, but to show you that when you listen to your soul, I can tell you all the shit you want to hear, like what your soul's telling you, but if you don't do it, nothing will come of it. They did it. And they were fucking featured in Forbes. All I know is a couple months later, they reach out, they send me a link. I was like, what is this? They were featured in Forbes. They were featured on CNN, I think. They were featured on all of the news outlets. All of the news outlets. They were featured. So proud. So, so proud. I can help you. I have no emotional investment in it outside of seeing you succeed, because I love to celebrate people. Because I have no emotional investment in that outside of seeing you succeed, I can hear and see clearly what your soul is instructing you to do. There's no distortion. And I'm going to teach you how to tap into that, how to utilize it, how to completely change your life from every single potential direction, from your health to your perception to your finances to everything. I'm going to teach you this in 2 days. 2 days. You'll learn everything that I could possibly teach you in person. In addition to teaching you, as part of the whole being wellness portion, I have my personal body workers. They'll be doing lymphatic flushes on all the participants. That'll completely change your health. Just that alone will completely change your health. I'm being told to show you guys this. It's kind of embarrassing, but whatever. Seriously, whatever. It's kind of embarrassing. But it's a picture of me in a 3-month span. Hold on. I'll show it to you guys here. So like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Where are you? It's over here somewhere. Here. And I'll share this with you guys. Oh, let me take this down. In a 3-month span, no restriction of calories, no calorie counting, no none of that. I lost 100 pounds. No crazy work. I didn't even work out, period. I ate only the things that did not cause inflammation. I learned all of this on my own. And that's all I did. I could eat whenever I want, how much I want, just all of that. I lost 100 pounds, zero effort. 3 months. Completely changed my entire health. And I'm still in the process of regaining my health. I was exposed to a narcissist. So let me, hold on. Let me show you guys. If I can more better, if I can more better address my health, I typically am this size. Oh, this is an old picture. I'm typically this size. Ignore my finger, okay? I was a troll for a while. I was a troll for a while. Someone was trying to like be a smartass with me on Facebook, and they were like, "Namaste." I said, "Namaste, motherfucker." Yeah. So I'm typically this size. My face didn't change or age for quite a few years. I was almost 40. Almost 40. Yeah. The only reason my face has changed now is because my hormones went off whack when I was exposed to things that I shouldn't be exposed to. So to say I know how to effectively assist people in regaining their health, that took me no effort. No effort. None. No starving myself, no tripping out about how much I'm eating, like no effort. And I can help you. I can help you learn how to figure things out for yourself. This is not about you needing session after session after session. This is about you learning how to do this for yourself. I wasn't hitting the gym at all. In those pictures, I wasn't hitting the gym. If you want to see what it's like me hitting the gym, give me 1 second. This is just, hold on. Let me find it. I just saw it too. Me hitting the gym. I tend to lift anywhere from 60 to 100,000 pounds each time, and I go about 6 days a week. And hold on. Hitting the gym is this right here. Yeah, but I'm kind of excessive, so give me 1 second. Oh my God. Hold on. Well, and keep in mind, I am training for a competition. I'm training for a fitness competition. So, and be easy with me, okay? I'm not super fit yet. I still am extra fluffy from the bulk cycle I'm in. So, here. It's uncomfortable to see the level of bulk, but this should show you the degree of knowledge that I have when it comes to modifying the body. That's 800 something pounds. That's like 500 something pounds. And my legs are the scrawniest part of my body. Like if I don't exercise, my legs become the size of my arms. So, and this is not me at my peak. This is me working at gaining more muscle, more awareness of my body, my proprioception, all of that. When I say I have the capacity to help you make life-altering changes, that is not an overstatement. That is a very factual statement. Not just for your body, every aspect of your life. Every aspect of your life. You want to get on your destined path, but you don't know where it is. You can either keep fumbling and, being in a darkened space, not able to see, not able to know, not able to even discern, and stay like that, have your efforts be wasted. Or you can go ahead and join me at that event. Limited space, you guys. It's not an unlimited number. I think we're down to single digit number of availability because I have gone ahead and I've rented a private venue, and it's a very strict area. It's a secluded area, but it's very strict. So you can either continue in the way you've been, struggling to figure things out, or go to that event, get all of this information. So, just the soul-based business mentorship costs more, and that's a virtual mentorship, okay? Meaning one session with me through Zoom That costs more than this entire 2-day event with all the goodies that come with it. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Only those who are ready will do it, and that's okay. That's okay. If you are one of those who are ready, invest in yourself, because it's time to get on your destined path. It's time for you to have clarity, and it's time to pull yourself away, to be absent from those toxic spaces that try and perpetuate the same toxic fucking mindset. Like, don't you get tired of it? Don't you get tired of being around the people who not only don't believe in you, but try to get you to believe that you're nothing to be excited about? You have nothing to offer the world. They can go the fuck away. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. The degree of censoring that I receive across all platforms, the only time you cross my path is when your soul knows you're ready and needs help getting you on board. You don't cross my path if you're not ready. I know that for a fact because I don't mince words. If you cross paths with me and you're not ready, you're just going to get your feelings hurt, because my flavor of autism is blunt as fuck. It's just blunt as fuck, right? If you're here, that means it's time for you. That means you're ready. And if you feel like you have to go, that means you're not. That's okay. You won't always be not ready. You have to honor your needs. You have to honor your needs. You have to go where you feel you should be. So, everything that's happening, the fear as well as the courage. The courage is in response to the fear, right? The fear that's being triggered in you is to prevent you from awakening, from getting to the point where your awareness level is being expanded. And for those who think I've already had my awakening, I'm very proud of you for having your first awareness of an ongoing cyclical thing. Okay? You're going to have many awakenings through your life. It will cycle in and cycle out. And each time you go through another cycle of awakening, you reach higher levels of awareness and deeper depths of embrace of self. A lot of parasitic things trying to filter through. The parasitic intention is to get you upside down in your space, right? Are you talking about your biological family, reptilian? Okay, let me not. I don't have time. I have a couple more cards and I have to finish. For a lot of people, it's this thing of being afraid to use your judgment, because we're told we are told that to use your judgment is to be judgmental, and to be judgmental is the equivalent of being comfortable condemning others. No. 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 You have to use your judgment. Your judgment is an aspect, it's a component of your discernment. If you do not allow yourself to judge whether a circumstance or a person is healthy for you or not, that never ends well. Every fucked up situation I've ever been in has been me not using judgment because I was afraid that I was condemning someone. No, to judge something is to understand its proper place in your life, or if it even has a proper place in your life, the type of effects it will have on you, right? To judge something is to find out. I just got a notification to find out, right? What do you need to find out? Whether something is healthy for you or not, that's an important thing to know. Condemning, which people think judgment and condemnation are the same thing. No, they're not the same thing. To condemn someone is to use your judgment to punish them, to wish harm upon them. You know, when you say these things that are very common in spiritual spaces, spiritual groups, spiritual environments, this thing of you think you're taking the high road, you're not a bad person, you just don't know this. You think you're taking the high road by not correcting someone's malicious intentions towards you, and then you make the statement of karma will get them. That is condemnation. Why? Because you have a perception that karma is a punishment, is not a punishment. You think karma is a punishment, and so you are condemning them to be punished at some point. Not by you, of course, because you don't want to get your hands dirty. Have you ever seen it in that way? A lot of good people don't realize that's what's happening. That's what they are participating in. I never say karma will get them. If I get to the point where I'm feeling like that, like, ooh, I want you to feel what you're doing, I'm just going to correct you. I'm just going to be like, hey, no, don't fuck around and find out here, because I tell you, I'm not nice. I'm not nice. I won't fucking play with you. I know that's harsh, huh? If I start talking to you that way, that means you're so out of fucking hand and no one has ever corrected your ass. So now your soul brought you to me because I'll be your fucking mom. I will be your fucking adopted mom and I will set your ass straight because you're not playing that shit with me. I don't like to play that role, but hey, if your soul is bringing you to me and, okay, I guess so. Unwillingly. Doesn't make me happy to have those type of interactions. It doesn't make me feel powerful. But I will not trash myself in order to allow you permission to perpetuate the very behaviors your soul had you cross paths with me to correct. A really, really, really cherished friend of mine, we were having a conversation that was somewhere along these lines. And I'm just like, I don't fucking understand. I don't like having these interactions with people. Like, they just leave me alone, like I just stay in my lane. And I'm not in denial. I'm not a victim. I just don't understand. Like, you think you're going to be the special one? Sure, you're not, because I'm not going to take it anymore. And my dear friend said the most profound thing. And my whole thought is inspired by what she said. Things have to have gotten so bad for their soul to have them cross paths with you and have you correct them. That means they've been so out of control that only you could be the one to make them see. And it's not that I'm going to force you to admit and agree that my stance is more valid than you. It's that we're going to have full-blown confrontation. And then I'm going to disengage and cut you out permanently and leave you to figure out what the fuck just happened. It's not for me to get you to agree or to admit or confess or any of that. But I will call you the fuck out. I will lay it out. This is what's happening. You are not seeing what you are actually doing. So I'm going to fucking tell you. And then I'm going to leave you be. You don't get to enter my life again, because once you show me who you are and the malignancy you're capable and comfortable of, you have no place in my life. It's not a lack of forgiveness. It's me believing you the first time you show me what you do to other people and what you've just done to me. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. No. Mm-mm. No. No. I'm good. Because, all the times in my life where I've done that, like, oh, they don't know. They need a chance. They won't learn if I don't. Yeah. All I did was give them a second opportunity to do the destructive thing to me and my life that they failed to do the first time, that my soul stopped them from doing the first time. And my soul was like, girl, you don't want to learn? Okay. Let them back in. Let's see what happens. Oh, I learned. I learned real good. Yeah. No second time. I'm good. I'm not an Aquarius, but I'm an Aquarius cusp and a mother to an Aquarian. So, we had some Aquarius commingulation in the womb. I'm not an Aquarius though. Yeah, I'm a cusp. I'm a cusper. So fire cleanser. Ooh, some of us will be baptized to the flame. That's a lot. That's like elevations in adversity. You'll be fine. Your ooh. Damn. Some of you are going to go through some pretty intense trials and tribulations over the next month. That kind of hurts my heart. You'll make it through. I'm not just going to say nice things. You will make it through. How do you know this? I mean, you have no other choice. Your soul will not let you be fully destroyed, and it will make you so uncomfortable that you force yourself to get out of that you will do whatever it takes to get out of that space of discomfort and pain. So you will get through it. Please don't delay it. Don't prolong. Most important lessons require the price of pain, unfortunately. For the most gifted of us, that is how we learn the most efficiently, unfortunately. It's not punishment. It's a delivery method. The greater the pain, the more profound the learning, and the longer you remember what you learned. So pain is unavoidable. Suffering, though, that is optional. You choose that. You choose that. Don't choose to suffer. Or you can. The suffering will increase and elevate the potentiality, but I mean, that's a steep price. All of the lessons that I've learned that have helped to shape me as a person and my perception of the world and my place in it has involved tremendous pain and unnecessarily prolonged suffering. Why? I needed to learn certain things in a very deep way. Yeah. I needed to learn it in such a deep manner that I chose suffering for prolonged periods. You know what I learned? Choosing to put myself at detriment for someone who will allow me to be in detriment was never the right choice. It was never from a space of compassion. It was never from a space of elevated awareness and evolved consciousness. It was always from a space of unrecognized desire to punish myself for existing. For what? Just because I exist. That's a very common empath logic. It will serve you in the end, but first, it will burn you alive and destroy you. If that's how you have to learn. Hopefully at the lowest points, when you think you can't take it anymore, you'll somehow become aware that my hand is reaching out to you. Mm-hmm. Reaching out not just to remind you aren't alone, but to hopefully inspire you to grab my hand so I can help pull you out of that darkness. It's not because I'm such a nice person and I'm this and compassionate. No, it's simply because I know what it feels like to be there. I know what it feels like to be so blind and deaf to my own needs. It's not a good feeling. That type of destruction. Even the soul can feel it. Yeah. But again, you go through everything you need to go through to get the end result that you're going for. And for some of us, we have to experience the darkest of the dark so we lose our fear of what our purpose actually is. I'm not afraid for my light to be extinguished because I'm no longer afraid of the dark. I know what hides there, and I'm not afraid of it anymore. You have to let yourself go through the process. Hopefully, you don't go through whatever it is you choose to go through any longer than you actually need to. Okay? Is there a positive end result? Absolutely. There's absolutely a positive end result. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Human existence is extremely difficult for the most empathic of us. It's very difficult because everything hurts. Not just your pain, not just your feelings, but feeling everyone else. The weight of the human experience as experienced by the collective, it doesn't just rest on your shoulders. It also pierces into your heart. You're aware every time you breathe. Mm-hmm. How many of you have this ongoing sadness and you don't know why? So now you're identifying as just a sad person. I'm never able to actually just be happy. I can smile and I can enjoy moments, but it's just this sadness that lives inside me and it never goes away. So I must be broken. I must be mentally ill. I must be. I must have some type of syndrome, some type of pathology. I'm diseased in some way because it's there. What if I told you that's not your sadness? That you're calibrated in such a way that you are being gifted with a depth of awareness of the way people who you don't even know exist are feeling. You don't have to know they exist. You have connections to people that were decided before you entered this life, decided by your soul. Yeah. And you feel them. I'm not talking about romance. I'm not. I'm not. You know, for years, and this is the last thing I'll share. For years, I had such a crushing sadness, right? It's just, it is a crushing sadness. It was always hard to breathe. I always had to like through the day. I didn't know what it was. It gave me anxiety like you wouldn't believe, and it made me anxious to be around other people. It really crippled me. It really crippled me. And so what happened? Well, I refused to be publicly visible for quite a few years. Quite a few years. I'd been being told for quite a few years. And then social media rolled out the ability to live stream. And I was like, oh, hell fucking no. Are you kidding me? Hell no. Complete strangers will be watching me. Like, that's fucking weird. That's so unsafe. Because the world feels unsafe. Well, at least it did. And now, as I have accepted that all I have to do is be publicly witnessed, there's nothing that I have to like curate, cultivate, or, I don't, just, it's just me sitting in a room talking until it's time to stop talking. That's it. That's all my soul asked me to do. And slowly that feeling began to go away. Do you know why? I came to the realization, if that sadness and that density was like an Olympic-sized pool, every drop in that pool was a human being who was desperately seeking me out, not knowing I exist, not knowing what they're looking for, what they're missing, but just feeling, just please, there's something out there that I need. Please. These are the people I promised to connect with and help. And as more and more of them have found me over the years, drop by drop, that Olympic-sized pool has been emptied because now they know I exist. They know someone like me exists with the capacity, the desire to help them in ways no one else can. I'm not here as a messiah or a savior. I'm just saying I made quite a few people promises on a soul level. You haven't forgotten, but you don't know what it is. And you simply need to know I exist so that you can be reassured when you are ready. Our paths will cross again. We will interact and you will receive whatever it is I promised you. Whether it's just some words on a live stream that will jog something in you, or if it's actual private interaction where I am working on you, whatever it is, whatever it is. And I no longer have that. Instead, I have an emptied Olympic-sized pool that's waiting to be refilled, not with sadness, but droplets of extreme joy, happiness, and fulfillment. Life shifts when you allow it. And once it shifts, you are replenished and renewed with the goodness. But it is your choice. It is your choice. There are many, many things that will try and derail your progress. It will try and take you away from your center point. It will try and take you off of your destined path. No matter what I did in life, I was always going to end up here. No matter what I did in life, I would always end up here. What does that even mean? That it's always been my destined path to simply share space with my community, existing unashamed in my most authentic state, not to teach you, but just to show you it's possible. You don't have to be scared. Nothing will happen to you. People will try and convince you that you deserve to be destroyed. Fuck those bitches. They have poor taste anyways. Not everyone can appreciate the finer things. And I used to say that as a joke, but now I understand. It's okay for me to accept I'm actually one of the finer things in life. Because again, to share space with me is to acknowledge that you're finally ready and your time is now. I can't think of a finer thing than being part of a process, even if it's a small part, being part of a process that finally liberates you. So choose it. How will you liberate yourself? And where will you go? I think the most powerful choice, and there's many choices you can make, I think the most powerful choice is to return back to your destined path, not knowing where it leads. The moment you liberate yourself, return back to your destined path, because that path was custom created to be the best path you could possibly ever take. Everything will happen in perfect time, perfect measure, exactly as you need it, whether that's through adversity or something enjoyable. You know, your soul knows what you need when you know it. Trust your soul. Don't trust me. Be open to our conversations, but never just pull something in as though it's an absolute truth because I said it. What the fuck do I know? I'm chaos, remember? I'm fucking chaos, remember? Right? And I can say that now because being the chaos that I am, it's no longer something I see as derogatory. I see it as factual. You know, the origins of the word chaos comes from cosmos. To finally allow myself to embrace my chaotic nature is to acknowledge and embrace the fact that I come from the cosmos. I was created to be this way. I have no malignancy in me, but you best believe I can fuck shit up if I need to. Balance, centeredness, no longer rejecting the parts of me that were created to be able to speak up for me, stand up for me, and defend me with the appropriate degree of intensity. I used to be ashamed for being strong enough to stand up for myself. So I thought, if I allow people to trample all over me, then they will surely see I am good. No. All they saw was weakness. Do you know how strong you have to be to allow yourself to be placed in precarious situations, giving people opportunities to destroy you just to soothe their ruffled feathers regarding your existence and the gravity of you? And I was never afraid to do that. Why? Because I knew I would always survive it. Well, how did I know I would always survive it? Because although I didn't want to admit it to myself, I know I'm fucking unstoppable. Still, that means nothing until I give it a meaning. Because, see, for some of you, you're unstoppable as well. You don't recognize that. But see, you don't recognize that because you keep using your formidable nature to punish yourself. No one can stop you from seeking the people, the circumstance, and the environments that are more than willing to punish you. Be unstoppable in a different way. Be formidable in a different way, in a way that builds you, in a way that builds others who witness you. Not because you're their leader, not because you're chosen and special and elevated among others, but because it's time for us to let others see we can choose a different way to exist. One where we don't compete or compare. We simply walk our destined path, knowing some people will walk beside us, while other people, their paths will turn and take them away from us. And all is right in the world. All is right in your journey. And there's nothing to actually be afraid of, and nothing that you really have to fight against, not even yourself. So guys, I got to get going. I will be live today, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm doing expedites. This is where I do energetic work, advanced energetic work, etheric medicine work, readings, bioscans, all of that good stuff. Excuse me, because of all the nanite stuff going on. And I did offer a new thing for expedites. It is, hold on. It is the whole being detox. I know people have been asking me quite a bit about all of that that's been going on. Whole being detox, that's a new thing that I'm offering tonight. If you guys are not familiar with what my expedites are, it is where I'm giving back to the community. So for example, sometimes you guys will see me do bioscans completely for free. And sometimes it will be during expedites, which are special live streams where you can purchase a bioscan, whether it's free or expedited. When I used to accept private bookings for bioscans, that's a $350 session. I no longer accept private bookings for that. But during expedites, it's only $33. So this is my way of giving back by allowing people who have to remain within, a fixed budget. It gives you the opportunity to be able to get some of my private services at still the same level of care for a very, very affordable price. But it's done during the live streams. I don't do expedites privately. And I try and change it up, offer different things. I'm live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So I will see you guys. If you're on TikTok, all of the links that I showed on the screen across all of the platforms, you can access them using the Hubi link on my bio in